Let's be honest, we all love the Switch 2, but hate how expensive it is to actually own one and all the accessories. Between $70 controllers and $90 docks, the Nintendo tax is very real. You finally get your shiny new console home only to realise you need another $200 in gear just to make it the experience you really want. Stop. You do not need to drop hundreds of dollars to get a top tier experience. I've spent the last month testing the best value gear on the market, and honestly, I am genuinely shocked at how good some of these items are. Today, that is why I am building a top tier kit where every single item is under £50, which is around about $70. And stay tuned for the end because I'm going to show you an official Nintendo accessory that actually adds pro back buttons to your setup for way less than the cost of a pro controller. But first, let's talk about the one thing Nintendo always cheaps out on: the audio. When you're playing a massive open world game, the built-in Switch 2 speakers just don't cut it, but also you don't need to spend £100 on a wireless headset that you have to remember to charge. These bad boys right here are the Turtle Beach Airlite. For £20, the value here is actually insane. First, they are feather light. I've worn these for like 4-hour sessions and completely forgotten they were on my head. They use 40mm drivers, which are just tuned perfectly for the Switch 2's sound, crisp highs for those Zelda chimes, and enough bass to make Mario Kart feel super punchy when you get smacked with a blue shell. They're sturdy, nice clear sound, and another cool feature, the flip to mute mic. Sturdy, clear for comms with any of your friends, and it just works, and you can just adjust it so it is perfect for your voice. And the other thing that I didn't even mention, it is color matched to your Switch 2. Just look at it. It just looks fantastic. It goes perfectly with your Switch 2. What is not to love? And it doesn't break the bank. Now, even the best headset is useless if your console battery is dead. And let's face it, the Switch 2 battery in handheld mode can get vaporized pretty quickly. And that is where today's sponsor, INIU, comes in. They've essentially built the ultimate power kit for handheld gamers. First up, the INIU P50, or Pocket Rocket as it's also known. It's roughly the size of a credit card, but packs 45 watt fast charging. It's perfect because it's light enough to throw in a pocket or small carry case without feeling like you're carrying a brick. It comes in colours like blue, like this one here, and pink, black, sand to match your setup and your style, whatever you like. And if I'm planning a longer trip, I swap to its big brother, the P51. It has a similar portable design, slightly a bit bigger, but bumps up the capacity so you can get multiple charges on the go. As the P50 is a 10,000 mAh battery, but the P51 is 20,000. So that'll keep you going for as long as you need. Plus, it has a torch. How cool is that? Thank me later when you're trying to charge this thing when it's dead in the dark in the middle of the night with the included lanyard charge cable, which both have the P50 and the P51. So this is the ultimate all-in-one charging battery pack for your Switch 2 when you're out and about on the go. But the real secret weapon for me is their extra long braided USB-C cables. The official cable is just too short to be practical unless you're sitting right next to a plug. INIU has 2 and 3 meter versions that finally let me play comfortably on the couch in handheld mode while charging my Switch 2. They're super durable, they have LED light indicators on them so you know you're charging at full speed, and INIU backs everything with a 3-year warranty. So check the links in the description and use my code for a nice discount. Massive thanks to INIU for sponsoring. Now let's talk about ergonomics when playing in handheld mode. While the Joy-Con 2s are a massive upgrade over the original Joy-Cons, they can still feel a bit flat during a long session. That is where Absolute comes in with the S8. The headline feature here is the precision Hall effect sticks and triggers, unlike standard controllers that use physical parts that wear down over time. These use magnets. That means zero stick drift forever. If you've ever had a Joy-Con start moving on its own, you know how frustrating that is. This controller fixes that for £40. It also has 2 customizable back buttons you can remap for quick actions, and Bluetooth 5.3 for zero latency. It gives the Switch 2 that premium handheld feel with much deeper and much more comfortable grip. Next up is the Piranha Plant camera. Yes, this is a camera, it's not a little statue, even though it looks like that. Nintendo's official camera is fine, but it's a bit of a one-trick pony. This one is way more versatile. Let me explain. First off, it has a built-in physical privacy shutter. You just close the Piranha Plant's mouth to block the lens. How cool is that? Having that physical bite to know your camera is off is a great touch for privacy. But the real win is the mounting. It can sit in its warp pipe on your desk next to your Switch 2 or just on your shelf because it looks cool. And this is my favourite part. You can detach the plant head entirely, like so, and plug it into the USB-C port on the top of your Switch 2 for handheld gaming. Just like that. It might be a lot lower resolution than the official Switch 2 camera, but let's be real, for most of us, we don't use the camera that often. It's just an occasional nice to have tool. When you aren't using it, this thing looks like a really cool, really nice Mario statue you can sit on your desk, rather than a really boring looking piece of tech, which, let's be honest, the official camera looks really boring. And another thing, this warp pipe has a nice little clip on the bottom, so you can easily clip this onto top of a TV or the top of a monitor. This thing is just so versatile and bursting with personality for a fraction of the price. The Nintendo tax is even worse if you have to pay for repairs. The Switch 2 screen is beautiful, but it is a magnet for micro scratches. That's why I always go with the D brand tempered glass screen protector, because it's basically bulletproof and does not mess with the touch sensitivity. The D brand screen protector also is completely idiot proof. I'll put some footage on the screen of me applying mine to my Switch 2. It is the best design I've ever seen for applying a screen protector. 99% of the time when you do this, if you're like me, you make a mess of it. There's bubbles, it's misaligned. This thing, you literally put it on the top, you pull the tab, swipe down the middle, and let the magic happen. It does it all by itself. It is fantastic. While you're there, I recommend you grab the D brand stick grips also. They're only $9.95. These are a tiny investment, but a massive performance upgrade. They make the analog sticks 33% taller, which gives you a much wider range of motion. If you play FPS games, you will feel the difference in your accuracy immediately. Plus, the tactile grip pattern means your thumbs aren't slipping off during intense boss fights. I also recommend you throw on a D brand skin, like you can see I've got here on the Joy-Cons, mainly because the stock Switch 2 Joy-Cons just look really quite boring. There's only colour on the inside of them, which is annoying, and it looks a bit safe. This is an easy way to add some personality while keeping the console plastic here in mint condition, and I just love how this looks. This just looks way better than the standard Switch 2. And there's tons of options to fit every single personality, so head on over there, using my links, check it out, and get some personality for your Switch 2. The official Nintendo dock is a bit of a scratch hazard because you have to slide the screen between two hard bits of plastic. That is one reason why you definitely want that screen protector I just mentioned. However, the S3 Max dock is my go-to alternative. Plus, look, it has the colours to match the skins from D-Brand. This just makes this look like an actual Nintendo machine instead of a boring Nintendo machine. It's a nice open design, so your Switch 2 just sits on top of the connector, no sliding in and no friction, no scratches, none of that stuff. And it's tiny enough to actually just, you could fit this in your pocket, take it round to a friend's house, or do what I do and have this in a separate room. I have the standard dock in another room, and then I have this one as my travel dock, I guess you could say. But it still supports full 4K output. And for under £30, it's an absolute bargain. It looks great. I think many people will love this dock if they pick it up, because sometimes you just want another dock in another room so you don't have to pull the cables out and carry your main Nintendo Switch dock to that other room or round to a friend's house. You have this and you're absolutely sorted. Now let's talk about an upgrade which will make a big difference if you're playing your Switch 2 on the big screen when it is docked. The grip that Nintendo includes in your box is fine, but it's just a hollow plastic shell. If you want a top tier experience without spending £70 or $85 on a separate Nintendo Switch Pro controller, you actually want to get the official Nintendo charging grip, which is only $29.99. Check this thing out. Unlike the basic one in the box, this actually charges your Joy-Cons via USB-C, as there's a port up here in the top, and you can plug it in with your USB-C cable and it will charge while you're playing your games. And not only that, the best bit and the secret feature, which I don't think many people talk about enough, is it includes GL and GR back buttons, which is just a game changer. And these are fully mappable in the Switch 2 system settings, giving you those competitive advantage using the hardware you already own, like your Joy-Cons. And the mapping of the buttons stays per game. So if you map it for, say, Apex Legends one way and then you map it for Doom another way, it will stay the same way for each game, which I just love. And for long gaming sessions, this is just so comfortable to use. It genuinely makes it feel like a really good controller. This, in my opinion, is a must-buy for anyone who has the Switch and doesn't want to fork out for the Pro controller, because you get most of the features, touch to wake your Switch because it is the official Joy-Cons. Also, you get the back buttons. It's got nice vibration motors in the Joy-Cons. Half the price of the Pro controller, and you get this. This is a smart purchase, and I have the Pro controller as well, which is probably one of my favourite controllers of all time. It just feels top tier. This isn't far behind it as an upgrade. So definitely, people, if you want that Pro type experience for a fraction of the price, definitely pick up this official charging grip. And it looks really cool as well. It's translucent plastic, which I like. I wish they would release this in colours. See if we could get this in red or in blue. This would just look even better. And for all you Mario Kart World fans out there, which is pretty much everyone, I would imagine, the official steering wheel attachments, £15 or $20 for a pair of them. These are a great value add-on in my opinion. They aren't for every game, but they make the SL and SR triggers much larger and easier to reach for during racing, and takes full advantage of the motion controls. So if you're having a Mario Kart party and you've got people over who are not typical gamers, giving them this and they just need to, literally do the steering motion while they're playing the game, it is a game changer and everyone will get involved. Everyone will have a laugh and it is just a good time. You get the two of them in the one pack. You get the orange or red and the blue, and they look great. Just clips in magnetically. Really, really easy. It's a really smart little device, actually. I like it a lot. And away you go. Start your engines, people. It brings back those motion control memory days of the Nintendo Wii when everyone would play games together because it was so accessible and easy to pick up and play. With these steering wheel attachments for the Switch 2, you're right back in that time period. It's a little bit of nostalgia. If you had the steering wheel attachment for the Wii, you'll know what I'm talking about. Grab these, fire on Mario Kart World, and have a blast. Now, the Switch 2 is a handheld device which you might be carrying out and about with you, throwing in a rucksack, taking to friends or on vacation, and that is why you need a nice protective case to look after it, like this one from Transnovo, which will not break the bank. And this is why I love this. It is a nice hard shell. Nothing is going to get to your Switch 2 through this. You've got nice, zips along the side as well, and inside it is beautiful. You have got nice felt lining here, which is nice and soft. You have got a nice net at the top where you can put your charging cable or your INIU battery pack, whatever accessories you want. There's also a game keycard holder on the inside here. And then again, you lift that up and it also protects the screen. So you can just sit your Switch 2 in like so. Get the Velcro tab, holds it in place nice and securely. Shut it over, zip it up. You've got a nice carry handle as well, and you are ready to go on your travels with your Nintendo Switch 2. If I throw this in a backpack with this, I have no worries at all that anything is going to happen to it. This is a fantastic budget carry case, and I recommend you pick one of these up. You don't want to damage your Switch 2 by putting your Switch 2 naked into a backpack, rattling around with all other stuff. You want to layer that protection. You get the screen protector on first of all to protect the screen from scratches and scores and scrapes. You've got the dbrand skins to protect the plastic from the same kind of scrapes and scratches. And then you get this round the whole system to protect it from big bumps and banging into objects. An absolute must buy, and I really recommend you pick up this one. It's got a nice bit of room in it for carrying some accessories. Some of the carry cases I've seen are too flush, and I've tested some that are literally very, very snug and a tight fit on the Switch 2. This gives you a little bit of room to carry some accessories alongside your Switch 2 when you're out and about, and all your games. So it's a win-win. This is definitely what you want when you're going on your travels with your Switch 2. I've put links to everything in the description. Some are affiliate links, which helps support the channel, so thank you for using them. We just built a top tier setup for a fraction of what Nintendo wants to really charge you. And if you want to see accessories that actually fix some of the biggest flaws of the Switch 2 itself, you need to watch this video right here, and I'll see you over there.